Religion is full of hypocrisies. For religion tells you subscribe to their ideologies but never actually become the light. Peace unto you. My name is Nadiie, and today we are going to discuss religious hypocrisies. Let us begin. At a foundation, what you must understand is knowingness. I do not believe in God. I do not have faith in God, for I know in God. See, belief doesn't have a stable foundation because someone can say the right things and change everything you believe in. It happens every day. You know that faith is so fickle because people change religions every single day. If one religion is as powerful as it said it was, then why did this person go over here and convert? That's why you must operate out of a knowing system. See, if I told you right now, you don't be blinking, you definitely don't be blinking. You're gonna look at me up and down and swear you be blinking. You're gonna argue me to death. I be blinking, looking crazy. The reason we utilize this example is because you know you blink. Nothing can rattle your perception of blinking. You have to have that level of sturdiness. That's why we say no. Nothing can rattle your perception of what you know. It's as simple as that. Now, as it pertains to religion, see, at the foundation of every religion, you must understand it was built upon control. For religion teaches spirituality, and spirituality exists by itself. If religion teaches you about that which is esoteric, why not go directly to that which is esoteric? See, a lot of people, for example, wouldn't like Yeshua, A.K.A. Jesus, because you must understand what that being was doing at that time. That being at that time understood that people are going to these tall buildings and religions, and he is getting people to remember that you need not to go in the building. All you must understand is God is within you. That's why Yeshua tells us God is within. There's even a verse where Yeshua says heaven is not going to be in such a place where someone will be able to see it with their eyes of two. They're not going to be like, oh, look over here, look over there, we found heaven. For the kingdom of God is within you. What does that mean? It's as simple as that. See, masters speak in concepts when they need to speak in concepts, and masters speak plainly when they need to speak plainly. It's only the ego mind that makes the plain things into concepts and the concepts into plain things. See, y'all will over-complexualize, even if that's a word, the super plain things, like when Yeshua says, you shall do what I do and more. Y'all will say, oh, metaphorically this and metaphorically that. No, you're speaking as plain as that. Let's lay out what Yeshua has done. And we're going to go through the top three figures that people love. What has Yeshua, A.K.A. Jesus, done? Well, he walked on the water. He knows how to master alchemy, led into gold, water and wine. He completely healed a nation. He attained Christ consciousness. And he's just a great guy. That's his top five. That's Yeshua's top 5 greatest albums. Okay? Well, if that being said, you shall do what I do and more, very plainly. That means you will do everything that being did. Yeah, walk on water, you know what I'm saying? Float, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You'll heal a nation, all that. That's cool. But you shall do something greater. And what is the greater? We're living in the greater. They call it the Aquarius age. The greater is you are going to be the facilitation of a full Christ consciousness planet. If you have triggers with the word Christ because of religion and how it botched the term, well, you are not as spiritual as you say you are, because all of these words are fiction. All of these words are birthed from an illusionary realm, and anything birthed of a illusionary realm, therefore, is a illusion. So why are you triggered with fake words? If you don't like the word Christ and you're still working on your triggers, I'm going to meet you where you are. Say the I am. If you cannot just fathom what the I am is, say the God mind, because y'all love to say God and goddesses so much. All right? As a master, what makes a master is bridging. I don't care about your spiritual, esoteric abilities. If you aren't able to bridge and share, for the purpose of love is sharing. God constantly gives us its abundance. You are abundantly God. God is all about sharing. Therefore, to be a master, you must share as well. if you aren't able to bridge with others, if you know someone is not going to be able to connect with your message, if you don't say the word Allah, then just say Allah to get the message across. Stop trying to convert people. People are so addicted to spirituality that they are trying to convert, and they're turning into the religions that they despise. Now let's talk about Buddha. Buddha. See, Buddha says desire is what's going to constantly have reincarnation take effect, and that's basically the essence of suffering. Well, people took that and ran with it, and they said, oh, no sex for me, no fun for me, no. If you understood Buddha consciousness like you understood Christ consciousness, you'll know exactly what that being meant and said. For we don't need to allude to anything. These beings speak plainly. Desire. You are thinking out of a linear human mind when you think about the word desire. No. When Buddha said desire, it meant the addiction to come to earth. It's the desire to come back. Y'all all are addicted to earth. That's what Buddha was talking about. Break your desire to come back here. That's what's going to supersede anything. Because if you break your desire to have sex with everyone, but you still are yearning to come back to earth, guess where you're going to go back to? Earth. Y'all felt that. Release your desire to come back here. That's what Buddha was talking about. And let's just talk about Muhammad. See, the thing about Muhammad is very simple. That's why a lot of people like Muhammad. Muhammad is a very simple person, doesn't need too many esoteric abilities. This person just understood what being a pure channel meant. Muhammad is basically the embodiment of I'm going to show up. That's all y'all have to do is show up. That's it. If you show up, if God says, come on, and you say, all right, God, I'm going to show up, you're going to be as great as Muhammad. So you don't have to have all of these special abilities or any of those things. Now that we got that foundation laid, see, don't rely on something in the external world. This world is not so. You keep saying that, Nadiie, but what does that mean? It means if we understand all is God, then our description of God is love, then how can a world full of everything that revolves around pain, fear, and addiction be real? If God, you either believe God created all or God created nothing. If you believe God created all and God is love, that means everything birthed from God shall be love. So if this world is something other than that, it can't be real because the creator of all things didn't create it. Well, who created it? Us. God gave us the ability of co-creation. It's not God's fault that you have miscreations on this planet. Stop blaming God. Like I said in my other video, what good does it do you to have an evil, judgmental God? It does you absolutely no good. See, the people that say God is judgmental and God is capable of killing, those are the beings that are actually worshiping what they call Satan. Because the descriptions of killing and judgment and being so egotistical, like don't do this and don't do that and don't do this and don't do that, is something a very devilish being would want. If God knows all is love, then God is just like, well, my divine order is already in effect. Why should I worry about your steps? All I care about is the destination. The destination is my son, my daughter is going back to heaven. I don't care what you do in between. You see that knowingness? That's how God operates. Satan is like, oh, if you go over there, I'm going to kill you. If you go over there, I'm going to plague your little whole area. No. And I don't even believe in Satan, but I'm just using bridging words. I actually know that Satan is the ego, for the ego created it. But religion tells you to subscribe to their books, subscribe to something outside of yourself. No, these books are meant to be reference points. You are supposed to become spiritual first. And then once you reach a point in spirituality where you just think everything is cool and tranquil, then you pop open a book. You actually do a flipping. You do this, God tells you to stop, and you listen. And it's no coincidence that we flip to the chapter called The Justification for Forgiveness. Forgive yourself because you know not what you do. Truly anchor that. Be spiritual first and live the light. Stop relying on something outside of yourself like churches and books to facilitate your love and your forgiveness and your light. Be the light. All of the masters that y'all worship, at one point they left the mosque. At one point they left the church and they went to become that light that y'all love. With that, we say welcome home.